Hello everyone. This is Maria with mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome to another Global Stamping video hop. I am really excited to be back making videos, and this is one of those videos I really enjoy making. It is for this video hop. So don't mind my phone here. I have not figured out how to work my new software correctly, I guess. But it's right there. It won't bother us. Well, it bothers me a little bit, but I just sure hope it doesn't bother you that much. Okay, guys. So if you are familiar with the Global Stamping Video Hub, it's an amazing group of crafters around the world that just join monthly to come to you with new ideas, new tips and tricks, and it's always based around specific theme. This month the theme is animals, and that's pretty easy for me because I have a ton of stamps with animals. I just like them very much. But I realized that I have not been using one of the ones I got, and so we are going to be using that one today. And let me tell you what products we're going to be working with today. We're going to be using okay, let me do this, guys. Let's move to the crafting table. That's probably a little better. Okay. We're going to be using the Charming Duck Pond. Guys, I bought it because I really like the paper, but I don't have any ducks either. And I was like, oh, I really like it, and I've used it once. So like I told you in the past, we are going to be using everything I have because it's worth it, right? So a lot of money you invest into this. And we're going to be using mainly the stamps. I will not be using the dice today. I don't think so. So anyways, this is one of the things we're going to be using. Like I mentioned, we're going to be using the paper, and I know that most of you are probably very familiar with this paper. It's been around for a little bit. It wasn't I want to say it's in the annual catalog. I may be making that up, but it's very colorful, and it's just gorgeous paper that you can utilize on its own. You know, it has kind of like theme free paper, right? So for example, there's a lot of it that's got like how the pond like and stuff, pond related, right? But then some of the other sides are just general that you will be able to utilize with other or for other cards, not necessarily duck related. Okay, and we are also going to use the everyday arches. This is one of the newest products from Stampin' Up, and again, I bought them because I really think that arches is a really useful die to have. So let me say this differently. Whenever there is a die set that includes layers, I am always on top of it, right? I love layers. These are some of them, you guys know that. And so I have here, these are the biggest ones. We're going to be using the two biggest ones, as you can tell. And I left these like that so you could see. I just kept using these because I really want to create a frame. Okay, so probably at this point in time, you kind of know. There's one last thing, sorry guys, we're going to be using Patterns of Friendship. And I know I've been using this Happy Birthday like it's I don't know why, I just love it. It's totally it's just so beautiful. So we may be using that one. We may be using these You Bring So Much Laughter and Joy to My Life. I am not decided yet, obviously, but I want to use that one. And that's the products we're going to be working with today. Okay, so there is there is a card that is called, and let me try to come up here to remember, like triple panel arch. arch cards. Sorry guys, my English is not working well today. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I have seen a ton of these cards around in Pinterest and in Facebook and all around. And so there are probably different ways to make this card. I mainly read the instructions from Secrets to Stamping, which is one of the other hops I participate with, and that's the Fun Fold blog hop. So I really like the cards that Debbie made with these option, and I will later on the blog, because I'm going to try to blog this, I will kind of include her information as well if you want to go and visit her. Actually, let me show you, because her card is so beautiful. Let me show you here. Let me see. Let's see if this works, guys. Okay, it should work. Oh, maybe it's not going to work. Okay, let me see. If I do that, am I able to... Oh, well, that's beautiful, huh? That's my beautiful family. You were not supposed to see that, but cool. This is what I wanted to show you. I'm so sorry, guys. That is the card that she made. She's using one of the kits that we have available. This is a stunning card. We're gonna just be using kind of a funnier card, guys, because it includes those beautiful ducks, and so it's going to be more like of a whimsical card. So let's get going. By the way, this is such an easy card, guys. You're going to love it. All we need 6 panels. So I cut 6 panels or 6 arcs. There we are. And the other 2 I cut white, and they are here in my MISTI. We're going to stamp here in a second. So what I did, guys, is kind of like figure out, let me see if here's the other white one, how I wanted this to look. This is exactly how I organized them. And that way you can play along with what you want, right? And play along with the papers and all the designs in them, right? And in that way it is... it's created in a way that it really matches what you want to do. And the last thing I did, guys, is, and that's what I was showing you, I created kind of like a basic layer that we are going to add to each arch. So it's kind of like a windowish. I don't know. I really like the idea of them having these together, these frames all around it. Okay, so that's how this is going to look. So before we go all excited, I am going to do the stamping, guys, because we need to work on that. So the first one I already have here. I already have it here for a simple reason. You guys can always laugh at me. I just suck at double stamping. You know that. And so I figured I really wanted to include kind of like a... This is not straight. I want to include like a little flower in here, and this hello friend that I really like. I love, and I know you know this if you've been here before, I really like having sentiments that are like an introduction to the rest of the card. And so this is what we're going to start here. And if you look, and I'm actually going to bring the back of the Lily Pond Lane. That's how our suite is called. It includes Granny Apple Green, Gray Granite, Peach Pie, Pretty Peacock, and Pretty in Pink. And I am just thinking, I want here, I'm going to use in this one the Granny Apple Green, and this one is going to go in Pretty in Pink. Okay, so let's get started with... Oh, look at that. That one was rebellious there. Okay, does that move? There we go. So let's get started with it. I'm bringing our Granny Apple... Granny... Okay, let me remove this, guys. Sorry. Granny Apple stamp pad. and I'm just inking that well, and I'm going to go ahead, and I actually have one of these guys, so it's just an eraser, and it just helps me to do that. And I'm making sure that that is looking good. It is looking good. Let me show you up close. There you go. So I'm going to bring just a piece of my, well, you guys, I know I have it. I love it. It's one of those things that I just keep in there. It looks pretty rough, but I'm okay with it looking rough. And now I'm going to bring my hello in here, and I see still some green here, and I don't want any craziness to happen. So I'm bringing my hello there, and it's right there. I'm just making sure it's kind of centered in that area. And there we go. And I am bringing, if I find it, pretty in pink. There it is. Found it. Now we're going to go ahead and add color to that stamp. Careful with that. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my hand. You can use any eraser. I usually use my hand, especially because I most of the time use long sleeves, so I do this a lot. I know it's not very elegant, but hey, it works really well. Okay, and I'm going back to cleaning here my Misty, which is, as you guys can tell, is very much loved, and it has a lot of stains everywhere. It's kind of how it works. And we're going to bring the last piece, and the last piece for these is these beautiful, I don't know how they're called, so don't quote me. I am awful with these things, guys, so with the names of these. So there's that, right? You have to be always very honest with yourself and how you know, these, which are your, like, not your strengths, right? And knowing the name of plants ain't my strength. I have to say, I love plants, love them very much. I love gardening, but for whatever reason, names, no, not so good. So I'm bringing now peach, I was going to say peach cobbler, but it's not peach cobbler. Peach pie, and we are going to just adjust these flowers or these stamp as best as we can, making sure it is where it needs to be. And now we're going to grab it, and whoops, that move. I figured that was going to move, so I am going to put this big one in here. So see how much it moved, guys? We're going to go back, and that happens sometimes with the stamps when they're very new. That always, see how that's happening again? I'm going to hold these and bring this back. So bring this one here so there's no movement. Okay, there it goes. And we're going to bring that beautiful. So peach pie, guys, is one of my favorite colors from the Ink Colors 2024-2026. I absolutely love them. We made here a boo-boo. We're going to have to utilize some creativity to get that going, cleaned up, and all. So let me move these out of the way. And I have been making a lot of birthday cards. So I think that I'm going to stick with You Bring So Much Joy and Laughter to My Life. And where is my other white one? I know, sometimes I craft and it's a little crazy, guys. Okay. I don't know why these panels are all kind of dirty. See that one there? Maybe it's my hands. Let's see. Okay, that erased it. That's good. I love these erasers, guys. If you don't have one, you totally need to get one. And I am going to bring this back in here. There, that. And here is the You Bring So Much Joy and Laughter to My Life. And I'm going to send that up there. And we're going to bring our funny little frog because I like it. It's such a cute little frog. If I find it, it will be amazing. Okay, guys. Okay, it is here. It is here. Don't worry. Don't worry. So the back also has a lot of pretty peacock. Remember I showed you how it was going to look like? And so I think I decided that I want these in bright colors. So this is going to go in, let me see. Let's go and put this one there, just making sure it's straight. That's one of the beautiful things of these lines. It just helps you make sure it all is straight. This was not very straight. So we're going back to the drawing table, huh? And okay, that seems a little better. And so this one we're going to use, I'm going to remove the frog. We're going to use the peach pie again, because again, I just want something that brings a lot of color to all that pretty peacock that we're going to have. And oh, I'm loving that one. It's so beautiful color, such a beautiful color. And let's move, I'm moving that one out of the way, and hopefully I didn't lose my little frog. And so we're going to put the frog in here. And for this one, yes, we are going to bring pretty peacock, even if it has a lot of it, or the back has a lot of it. And we're going to go ahead and put that one there. And I'm just being very careful because I made that, and I just don't want to damage what I have already done. So, and now what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to remove this, and this is, like I mentioned, is a double stamp, right? And so I'm going to move our friend there, and we're going to bring, if I find it, here it is. So here's the rest of the, let me move up here, the rest of that frog, guys. And I have awful eyesight, and I've always say this, and so hopefully this works well. Okay, so there we go. See again what's happening? I'm just making sure that it moved. It looks like it didn't move. And now we're bringing back the, goodness, I lost it, the granny apple green. And we're going to just go ahead and ink that well, and we're going to stamp on it. So for those of you that are like me and really struggle with double stamping, the Misty is definitely a lifesaver, right? I have had, I really love all the, how you call this? All the double stamping. They are so creative and they work so beautifully, and I really love them. But I have to say, I'm not good at that. So now that we have all that stamped, let me bring this out here. I'm going to try to erase some of the stuff, all the mistakes that we made for whatever reason. There is like one little pink in there, so you guys can imagine what's going to go there. Yes, obviously what we're going to put in there is one of our decorations, which is going to happen eventually. Okay, so bottom line, this is the front, this is the back, and then we had one here, and we can put this like that. Let me see, we have options, and I like the fact that we have options. We can change this and have one like that. I think that looks beautiful. Actually, I think I want this kind of like that. Works well. That one looks beautiful too. I like this one very much. Let's see. This one is just the same. So what, I really like this one. But I think we're going to stick with my original idea, which is these two. And this piano also, if you just wanted to change and not use the ducks, right, you could use that one. I really like all the ducks. That's part of the whole theme here, is the little animals. And so we are going to just add this. And for that, first of all, we're going to add all our arch frames. I think that's going to give the card just some really beautiful and good looking. I'm just making sure my glue works, because guys, you know, as if you've been here before, how much I struggle with the glue, right? Other way to do this, which I didn't thought about it till right now, you can obviously add tear and tape to this, which will work wonderfully, but also you can use the double-sided tape. How is it? I know we have a name for it, and I always forget the name for it. The adhesive sheets. That may be easier to utilize. I think glue is awesome because it gives you a little bit of, wiggle room to really, put this where it needs to go and make sure it's exactly fit and whatnot. And so there we go. Let's go ahead. We're going to add all these, and then we're going to create the actual card. I guess I could have done these ahead of time, right? I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways. Okay. See, I love how it looks against the white. Pretty Peacock is definitely one of my favorite colors. So I have to say, I remember last year when we had what I definitely called, was it last year? Guys, sometimes, no, the year before that, when we had that like color earthquake, right? I have never gone through that while being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I didn't know that happened, and I was totally in shock when it happened. And I remember both of them, Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon, are just kind of like these deep colors, and I absolutely love them. And Stampin' Up! Has made the most out of those two colors. I don't know if you've seen how many beautiful things we've had. Okay, I keep thinking, do I want this? Do I want that? Okay, guys, I'm still debating. It doesn't matter. I'm going to add these anyways, because I think I'm going to stick with this one. Okay, so I have not decided if I want ducks to the front and just some patterns to the back, or if I want ducks in the front and the back. So we'll make that decision as we create this. The last thing that I want to do that I have not really like thought about much is I want to bring some decoration to that arch. And the reason is like this is like a full block for what I don't know how to say it. It's like, yeah, it's almost like a solid, because that, let me focus here a second. That flat paper kind of like looks very solid to me, and so we maybe end up using something extra from that paper, just creating something. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, guys. But that's the beauty of working these, right? Of creating and making cards, is that you can create as you go. I have forgotten to say and mention something. Most of you who have been doing, kind of working with cards for a very long time already know this, but when certain dies, or all dies for that matter, I think, have like a back and this one is not working very well. I'm going to leave it there because it's now glued all completely. They have a front and a back, and I'll show you here with this one. So this is the front. Let me see. See how well defined those dots are, and then on the back they look less defined. So I'm just going to bring that out for you so you pay attention when you are doing a lot of these dies and whatever. You end up kind of like falling for that, right? Like you're not paying enough attention and make those mistakes. Or maybe I should say I make those mistakes fairly often. So just be mindful of them, right? Let's just pay attention when you're doing any dice for that matter. Okay, This is giving me a hard time. The others were so much easier, and this one is not so easy. That's totally fine. So we have our framed arches. This one is the one that was really not well, but I don't want to mess it up because I don't want to have to stamp again. Now you notice here probably that I did not completely color, I mean that stamp on that, and I was thinking that we can just bring a little bit of coloring with the blenders. If I find, so I'm thinking we can use lemon lime twist, and I'm just going to bring this here, and I'm just going to like, this is the darker one, so this is a tip for you. I always put these here. So this is just a labeler, just a cheaper one I bought in Amazon. But so I put this as a mark for me to see that this one says light, and the one that is not marked is the dark. It has worked really well for me, guys, to be honest. And so I'm gonna bring, sorry guys, I have a variety. Of course, you know that I love coloring. I'm gonna bring some of these darker green, and this darker green is dark shade spruce, and I'm using that one so we can actually blend a little. I'm not going crazy in here because obviously, I mean, this is more of a, the whole goal is not to how would say it, the whole goal is not to color, but we're just working a little bit here. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's a really hard transition. And so I'm going to show you how to move from those hard transitions when you're using blends here in a little bit. Part of the advantage, of course, is that it's alcohol, so it will, sorry guys, it will start blending in. And I am using, now this is the light one, and I'm just going to leave there. And you know what? I'm going to bring a little bit of yellow. And I'm thinking which yellow I want. This is dark lemon lolly, and that's the one I'm going to bring. And you guys can see just a tiny bit there. Okay, so let me bring this back up in here real quick for you. You see, this is like a really dark transition. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to work with our pens. And this is the Granny Apple watercolor pen. And all I'm going to do is kind of like soften, very softly, guys, go over that. And so I'm working my way from the dark shaded spruce towards the light lemon lolly. I always forget the name of them. Lemon lime twist. Those are really complicated names for me. Every time I forget. But you see what I'm saying? Like when you do that, then you're able to just soften that a little bit, and that creates a much more like smooth transition. And let me show you here in a little bit. Okay. Let me see. See how much that changed? And all we did was using the watercolor pencil. So that is just a little trick. It helps. Sometimes our transitions are not perfect, and that helps a lot. Okay, so now we have this. Now I want to bring, I was talking about this one here, and there is no, let me rephrase this. What I was thinking is I wanted like a couple of flowers in here, but there's no stamp within our bundle that actually has a big flower, and I thought they did. So I think I'm going to bring these flowers. I may cut these and put it in here. That may be a good idea. Now this is a fun, beautiful piece that we could use too, right? Just kind of like a 4x3. Let's see. Let's cut it. So let's see, 3. That's too much. I'm going to cut these at 3 1/4, guys. Going through the middle because there are no flowers. You know, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's going through the middle, as I am not cutting any flower, the frog, or the fish, right? So I have these for later, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these. There we go. And now I want these 4. Okay, I'm going to cut these at 3 7/8, and I really don't want that frog in there. So this is 3.5 by 3, right? 3.5 by 3. So we are going to bring this here. Let's measure this first. That's a little bit big still, so we can probably chop in here. I'm gonna keep that flower as centered as possible. So I am gonna cut probably 1/8 on each side. So now we are 2 7/8. I'm gonna come to the other side in 3 1/4 and cut that. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to cut another 1/8 in here. And so that leaves us there 3 3/8, and now at 3 1/4. Okay, so bottom line, 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. And guys, I'm going to bring some pretty pink. Okay, don't laugh. I have all sorts of little pieces, and so I know that this one is going to look really well in here. So we're going to bring here. We said that one was, so I want this to be, this is 3, and I'm thinking this is 3 by 4. We said, which one's this one? Sorry guys. 3 1/4. So this needs to be 3 1/2. And okay, so we have these. We're going to bring some white. I think I have the piece I need here. Because I just have a bigger piece. So we said this is 3 by 3 1/2. So I need a piece of, sorry, 3. So 6. I'm going to have a piece of, not 6, 5. I want to say, okay, let's start cutting at 6 because that'll be easier. So we're going to cut 6, and we said 3 1/2. That one's going to be easier. So we need a piece that is, I think, where are you? 3 1/2, 3 3/8. Okay, let's start with that. So the bottom is, what we want is for this to fit in here. So this one was right, so we cut at 3 3/8. Remember, this one is 6, but that will be too big because this is 3. So that is telling me that I need to cut, let's cut 2 7/8. I mean 5 7/8, okay? And okay, so 5 7/8. The half would be, I want to say, let's go with 2 7/8. Let's see if that works. And it needs to be 2 7/8. So what I'm going to, let me rephrase this. I'm going to cut here 1/8, meaning this piece now measures 5 3/4, right? And I cut it in half at 5 okay, sorry guys. This got really confusing. This is my brain working with measurements. I am not a math person, and so it takes me a little bit to kind of explain what I'm doing. So what I was trying to do is create a little fun booklet when the person can't open here something, and we'll decorate that in a minute. So let me just say the measurements again because it got really, really confusing, guys. This one is 3 by 3 1/2. And then our little opening is 5 3/4 by, see, 3 3/8. Score at 2 7/8. Okay, and then this little piece is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. That's what we are making. So I am going to go back here and we are just going to have a little bit of fun with this friend maybe, or bring the other piece in here, and we said that needs to measure 3, so this is perfect. This measures the exact measurement, which is 2 3/4, and we say 3 1/4, and so I'm just going to include that 3 1/4, and we're going to cut, and I am just going to add this one in here. Okay, and so that way you also have some extra area to write more if you want it. Put a picture, whatever you want. Let's go ahead and finish this. So again, I made all these craziness just because I thought this was quite a simple panel, and I wanted something included in here. And what we came up with in the end was a little booklet that we're going to add like that. And we have one of those beautiful flowers, so kind of like matches on that end, and in the inside we have some more of the flowers and a little koi. So that's how it's going to look like. Okay, and I'm sorry about the confusion. I hope you forgive me with that. It's me making math. It came all of a sudden, and yeah, it's not that easy. So the first thing we're going to do, no matter what, is put these together. Okay, and to put these together, we need 2 pieces. These are 3 by 1, and they are score at 1.5. So 3, 1 is score at 1.5. One will go mountain, the other one will go valley. Okay, and this should be very simple in the sense that these are kind of connectors, and we're just going to connect them like this, and then we'll connect the other side. We'll put the other side on top, and it'll just take care of that. So let's go ahead and do this. I am, though, going to utilize tear and tape. I have a lot of faith in tear and tape, guys. I know you know that. I've used it whenever I have projects that include some movement. This is what I use, and we're going to need tear and tape all in both sides. Oops, that kind of, okay, so I have one, and here I come with the other. We need to put paper glue in both sides, and that's why they are folded differently. And let's go ahead and finish this. And I know it sounds like I am a newbie doing cards because I get all confused with my measurements. But I was looking for my take your pick. So we're going to go and get started. So now that one has the that decoration, I am thinking I actually want these like that. And because this one has the same flowers, and then we'll put those, just those decorations in here, and it's just going to look super, super cute, I think. Actually, I want it like this. This is going to be the front, this is going to be the back. Okay, I know there's a lot of changes, but a card needs to really please you, right? Like, you are the person he has to please initially, and so it takes time. I think that, there's times when you need to make a card, boom, 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 right? Like, get it done. And that happens to all of us often. But honestly, just take your time decorating your card and having fun. So what I'm doing here, guys, here is the, the fold, the scored line. right? And I'm going to bring my panel and put it right next to it. Okay, and now I'm going to take off the other backings. And bring the other arch. So again, and I'm going to bring it up so it's easier for you to see and easier for me. So there's this core line right next to it. So I really want to make sure that these, let me split these two are aligned. So see how I'm aligning them right there in the bottom, which is obviously A. What is easier for me, I'm holding with my hand this panel, so the one that has the turn tape, so I can push back and then putting this in here, aligning as best as I can, and there we go. And now this will close like that. Okay, and we're going to bring the other one, and so I gotta say this is probably much easier done without the camera, because then you can really utilize, for example, the grid paper to get that really straight. So let me show you what I mean. So this is, I'm using my grid paper here, right there they are, a line in there, right there. Okay, there we go. So I can use that, and then I'm going to bring this one in here all the way to the score line, but not in the score line. And I know we've had that conversation a few times. So there it is. And see, now it's much easier that way. And we're going to bring the other panel, and do that. Now, yes, if you use glue, it will also, our Tom, it's definitely the best glue ever. I am, because I'm making these in a video, I just want to make sure that, I finish timely. So here it goes all the way to the score line, but not on top of it. And I'm using that line there, right? Making sure my big head is not there. And there we go. But that's straight. So now this is how this goes. This goes, oops, there it goes like that. And it opens and it goes like that. You can do this backwards too if you want it. I think this one got its move a little bit. See what I say about making it? And I am going to remove this, guys, because it's going to affect the functioning of the card. So I'm doing this with a lot of care. I'm pretty in peace because I'm going to cover that right here in a little bit. So I'm okay. So goes back again. We align these in one of the, grid lines. This one's not very well aligned. There it goes. And I'm bringing this, but not to all the way to the, I'm going to have to do this differently, guys. Sorry, because this one is now pushed up. And I just want to make sure that it is really going to work. So there it is. I'm aligning these, as you guys can see, and I'm leaving that score line free so it can't move. And so this goes back like that, and there we go. Now it's fixed. And it's sort of fixed. Oh, no, it is. Let me see. There's something that is not doing well, and I'm not sure what it is. Oh, no, it does work. Good. So there we go. So this is the panel. And now what we're going to do, and that's going to be much easier, of course, is we're just going to bring glue with this, and we're going to add our panels. Okay, maybe we'll add glue. So we're going to add the other panels in here. And it's easier because now this is, you just have to align a panel with a panel because it's much easier. I pick them up and I use my hands to make sure it all is fitting. one with the other. And I'm going to bring this one, which it had a mistake. I know you, if you remember, I'm actually going to use the glue in here. Okay, I had to clean my my little tip in there every so often. It gets all crammed up, and so we need to do that. Actually, yesterday I was working on another card and it worked perfectly okay, but of course today, because I am here live with you or videotaping, then it does misbehave. And we're bringing the last one. And like I said, very easy to just align the arches, but use your hands, kind of like feel the difference between one and the other. This is the inside, right? And there it goes. That's your card. So it will go and open like that. You can put it like that, and then that will be the back. So I'm just going to press in here, and all I'm going to do now is we're going to work on that idea we had, friend. It had to fall, of course, while we were creating the card. So let's go ahead. We're going to bring these. So we're going to add our first panel. Okay. And moving these, centering as best as I can. And now we're going to bring this one. You can do this. I think I like this better opening like that. And so we're going to bring more glue. And we're going to add this. I'm going to keep it closed. And we're going to center this in that pretty in pink layer. And I'm going to bring back these. And we're going to just distribute all that glue so this glues well. Now we're going to bring the beautiful piece of DSP. I really like these. Just the colors, like I said, like I was saying, just the colors of this is me behaving again, guys. I know I said this a couple of times. This is probably one of my most important tools in my craft room, and it is okay. There we go. So we're going to add these decoration, and kind of like I did before. Should that this is a really good habit, guys. I rarely ever do it, but I realized that is again this is a really good habit, and we're going to bring this one here. And then you can add more, you know, stuff in here. You know what? You can even add like a another piece of paper here and be able to fit a, because it will, yeah, be able to fit. Look at that. That would be great, huh? Add a gift card. So that works really well. Okay, so there you have it. Let's see. Wait, folding it incorrectly. So this is the front. It goes like this. This will be in the back. And then you open it. And oh my gosh, I really like this card. The options that you have are amazing. I am still cleaning these because this is really giving me a hard time. So I was thinking, let's put this together. I have, okay, I have a couple of these flowers. I know they're not pretty in pink. I think these are melon mambo. These are old, guys. These are really old, but they are a shade darker, but they just look really good in here, I think. Kind of keeping up with the theme, right? Like, what do you guys think? This one obviously needs to go there, so it covers my my mistake there, but we have those three, and those look so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. This is a great add to our card. Again, these are old, guys. I am so sorry. I'm using something so old. This is called Loose Flowers Flourishes. They are, I know which color it is. This is probably Magenta Madness. I think it is what the one. I think it is Magenta Madness, because it is Magenta Madness and the Pale Papaya. And although those, again, are different colors, they kind of like really put the card together. So I'm really excited about that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use, these are glue dots, guys, from the Paper Pumpkin kits. I rarely ever use the glue dots as the kit like establishes them. So I have hundreds of them. And so these glue dots are amazing to actually work these kind of trinkets that are 3D. See, they're very thick. They're plastic thick. And so I really, really like them. And I'm bringing this other one, and I love how that's looking. Adding just some extra color to it, some fun. Okay, this small one. I'm trying for it to cover the whole glue dot. There you go. Actually, you can put more in here if you wanted. You know, really, like, think about it. If I wanted to put, like, I don't know, maybe one there, and then, or maybe one small there, and then, I don't know, some other one there. I mean, I could just like fill this out. I think I may put this one. So kind of like let me think. I'm thinking. Or bring another small one. Let's see. There's another small one. Whoops. That one is in Fresh Fuchsia, which, by the way, is one of my favorite colors. Maybe there. I think I like that. So we have 5. I know you've probably all heard about the same, that you need like odd numbers, so 3, 5. I don't know if it's true or not. I think, you know, again, whatever pleases you is what needs to work. But just in case, I'm keeping it to 5. Okay. And it's always very useful to put the trinket on the right side. I don't know why all of a sudden I was like, putting it. Okay, there we go. So that's how that looks. So this is going to look really cute. You have the beautiful ducks, and then it opens and it says hello friend, and they will look like that. And then in the back you have an area here to put more, a gift card, whatever, and then it will open. It has this mistake which I should figure out how to fix, and then you'll be able to write some here or write some here. You can figure that out however you want it. But ta-da! That is your card. I am actually feeling some temptation to put some of these in here. Let's bring, these are pale papaya. I know these are not exactly peach pie, but you know what? For whatever reason, they work really, really well. Maybe like that. And one small one in here. Oops, can't grab the small one. Or one big one. What you think? Let me make it up closer to you. That looks really cute, huh? Some extra colors. So I am totally going to add this. And again, using those glue dots. Okay, we got one. And let's bring those two. So friends, I am very, very excited. I really like how these ended. There we go. Okay, let's look at the card now that it's finished. So we have the beautiful ducks in here, these pale papaya flowers that really match well. And this card opens this way. And we have some of the other, I want to say polished pink flowers. Again, I think they really blend well with the pretty in pink, and you can do a whole lot with this panel if you want it. I'm going to leave it like that, but there's extras that you can do. It closes and then we turn to the back. Beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite panels. I love how this looks. But then you also have some area here to write, to put a gift card if you wanted, and then it opens this way and you are able to write more if you want, and you have another full panel with the little dogs. So all in all, just a really, really beautiful card, and I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial for the Global Stampin' Video Hub. Just remember, guys, that if you are interested in any products or whatever, you can let me know. Here is okay, guys, let me come back up here. There you go. So thank you for being here. I hope you like the card. It's super easy to make. Remember, these are called the everyday arches. Ta-da! There they are, everyday arches. They're very, very beautiful, and it gives you a whole lot of options for your cards. And so go ahead and think about getting them if you don't already have them. And please go down below and follow all the links to go and visit the other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that are participating in this video blog. They are amazing artists, and you're going to get lots of inspiration with all these different products, and hopefully you get to make your own cards too and also have fun while doing all that. Now, if you want some extra inspiration from me, check out these two videos here. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.